everyone, and thank you for tuning in today. And today's topic is going to be about what's going on around us right now with the quarantine and all of the COVID-19 stuff that's happening. And a lot of people are reaching out to me and telling me that they are feeling stressed. They're feeling like they're going crazy. They are having breakdowns. There's a lot of anger and tension in their households. They don't like being socially isolated. And I know it's been a big change for a lot of us as social beings. And it's a lot of change that has taken place in the last 30 days or so that has caused us all to have to adjust. And sometimes when you have to adjust or when there's change that's uncomfortable, that will cause tension. But now is not the time to be angry and to be arguing and lashing out at one another. This time that we're living in right now is so important that we tap into our faith and find that space within us to stay grounded, to stay at peace, and to maintain our balance and our wholeness. And this time is requiring more faith from us than ever before. And so many of us are seeing all the changes around us, and it's really happening rapidly because I remember like the month of January went by quickly, the month of February went by quickly, and March was like the slowest month ever for me. I feel like I literally remember every day of March. It was just so slow. And things were changing so quickly day to day. And so for some people, that's overwhelming and that's stressful. And so try to have patience with each other and try to have patience with yourself. This is a great time to learn how to go within since we can't go outside as much. This is a good time to practice your inner practices and learn how to meditate if you don't already. Learn things like yoga, qigong, just how to sit quietly. Read a good book online or actual book. It doesn't matter, but do some things that help yourself stay balanced at this time and help yourself stay grounded. Um, Take up a hobby. If you already have a hobby, then expand on that. One that is something that you could do at home or in a smaller space without a lot of people. Find something fun that you can do to entertain and engage yourself. And if you have children, teach them how to do things to entertain themselves, to engage themselves. They don't always have to be around a lot of people to have fun. They have to learn how to do things on their own. Also, this is a time that's teaching a lot of us to get back to our not only our spiritual practices but our value system, to take a moment and to look at and examine our value system. People are staying at home more, so they're around their family. Look at your family value system. Has it changed? And if so, how you can adapt that to your new surroundings and what's going on right now. Lots of people asking questions about what's happening, why things are the way they are. And I know that fear is our greatest enemy, so it's best not to have any fear at this time, to stay grounded, stay alert, stay focused, be aware of your surroundings and everything that's happening around you, and pay close attention. Keep your eyes open, keep your ears open. But above all, don't fear and don't let anyone rob you of your joy, rob you of your peace of mind and contentment. Um, this era that we're living in is very unique and very special. Years ago, I think I did a video, maybe about 3 or 4 years ago, about the ascension process. And the ascension process is something that began a few years ago as we made this paradigm shift and this shift in consciousness that took place. And with the ascension, look at the ascension as like a gestational period or pregnancy. And when a child is being formed in its mother's womb, it's getting nurturing, is getting a lot of growth and development, if you will. So during the ascension process a few years ago, we were in like a gestational period or a pregnancy where we were changing and developing, and we were growing and becoming something and someone new, and we were discovering new things about ourselves, and we were developing new skills, new spiritual abilities, and things like that. So now we're going through the birth process. Once the pregnancy and the gestational period has come to its appropriate end, and when the child is ready, the child will come forth and be born. So right now we're going through the birth process. And the birth process sometimes can be painful. Some births are painful, some are not. I've actually had a pain-free birth before. And some births are difficult. Some are full of complications. Things can go wrong. And not all. And some babies are just come into the world painless, with great joy and comfort, and they just, they just arrive, and they're welcomed with in arms. And that's how we want to look at this period that we're in right now. It's going through a birth, and we're giving birth to our higher selves and our higher consciousness. And we need to welcome that new part of ourselves with joy and excitement, just like you would welcome a new baby. And so we need to be patient with ourselves. We can't rush the birth. The birth takes its time. If you ever talk to a midwife or a doula, you can't rush the birth. The birth takes its time. You have to have patience, loving compassion, and understanding. And above all, I would say patience is probably the biggest virtue right now. So just allow yourself to go through the emotional changes and the other changes that you're going through at this time, because this is a part of your birth. You giving birth to a greater aspect of yourself, a newer aspect of yourself, and be patient with that new you. You'll have some days where you may be more emotional than others, and that's okay. It's all a part of the change, and change is not always easy. It just depends on our perception and how we look at it, how we look at the change. Are we looking at this as a negative, or are we embracing it and looking for the positive points in it? So, above all, try to stay positive at this time. Do whatever it takes to help you stay balanced and grounded. Stay patient with yourself. Um, a lot of us are feeling that there's a limited amount of resources. Use this time to learn how to share and to go back to the old barter system. If you need something and you don't have it, and your friend or your neighbor does have it, you all can share and barter and share the resources, so there won't be so much of a feeling of scarcity or lack, which can cause fear, which can cause anxiety, which can cause anger and tension. So just get back to some of the basics with learning to be loving, learning to be patient, learning to share, tapping into your inner self and your higher self, and focusing on your spiritual faith and your spiritual growth and development, which we need more and so much more at this time. So I hope this is helpful. I hope this helps give you some hope at this time, and help you feel somewhat some balance at this time, because we're all going through this. So that's why we all need to be patient with one another, because it's a process that everybody's going through. And the more patient we are, the more grounded we are, we will get through this easily. So I hope this finds you in the very best of health, peace, and great blessings.